Well, hello, DC Trippers. Since our plan is a little different tomorrow, I wanted to go ahead and give you a few tips for the Metro, things that I normally introduce before we head out for the first time together. So let me make myself small here. There we go. Um, riding the DC Metro. Here we go. So you have a Smart Trip card that's been assigned to you. They have numbers on the back, you guys, and so those are signed out to the members of your family and need to be returned to me when you're all finished at the end of the week. If you lose it, it's not a huge deal. We'll replace it. So don't panic about that. But they're meant to be reused. I have them all logged into a single account under my name. Which brings me to my second point. Some of you are like super advanced and techie, particularly my young people. So if you download the DC Metro app, it probably is going to give you the option to like, do you have a physical card you want to add to this account or add to the app? Please don't do that. My card needs to stay separate. If you attach it to your app or your phone, then it's no good to me anymore. And sometimes it doesn't work correctly. And anyway, so just don't do that. Just leave the card separate and actually use it as a physical card to tap in and out of the stations. All right. So when you go through the turnstiles, as you approach the turnstiles, tomorrow's a great day to practice because it's going to be very slow in the stations. But this is what it'll look like. There's a little barrier right here. And to prevent people from jumping, didn't used to be there, but it is now. So, but as you approach, watch for the green arrows. That's going to tell you which lanes are open. And you see how the arrows are like pointing left? So that means go through on the left-hand side. So enter, like, see this arrow? You need to go through this lane. Then right here, this little white target is where you need to take your card and tap it. So make full contact, guys, with that white target. Don't wave it over magically. Don't try to keep it in your wallet and just touch, it doesn't usually read it. So make sure you make full contact with that target. And the way you know that it's actually read your card is that on this screen right here, it'll tell you how much credit is on the card. So all of you, I just went and checked them all at the Metro station tonight. So all of you should have $30 and change. Everybody has over 30. Some people have $30.65 or $30.25, and that's just because how I have to add the credit. So anyway, but you all have at least $30. And then when you exit the station, when you're finished with your trip, you tap out as well. And when you tap out, if you check the screen, it'll now tell you what your new balance is. So you can keep track along the way. All right. See if there's anything else to tell you on this one. Nope. All right, let's move on. On the escalators, escalator etiquette in a metro station is to be sure to stand on the right and walk on the left. And again, tomorrow, this is probably not going to be a big deal, but when we're traveling on business traveler days, we need to be sure that we're not blocking the escalator, especially because we're a big group. And if we all kind of like pod up together, people get real irritated when they're in a rush to get to work and they cannot pass in that left-hand passing lane. So be sure you're standing on the right unless you're actively moving up the escalator. When you are waiting to board the train, right here, this is actually King Street Station, which is your station. Here's the Embassy Suites over here on the left. So you'll come across, come in the station, go upstairs, and prepare to board. So do you see this little tile section here? Here we have this little octagonal tile, and then right here it looks different. Yes, it's bumpy. And that bumpy means your toes should not be touching it. So that's like the safety zone. Stay on the other side, stay in the octagonal tile. Your toes should not be in the bumpy zone. And then in this white zone, you see all those circles. So those are lights that'll flash when a train is coming into the station. So also there's signage in the station that'll indicate what trains are coming next. That's the one thing I get real touchy about is people having their toes in the wrong place because it's not safe, y'all. So be sure to stay back. I would really advise that you just stay all the way back, until the train is coming. And adults, I'm just telling you, like, you should have your head on a swivel. You don't want anybody falling over to the tracks. So I would just kind of stay back until the train is coming and then approach kind of just as the doors are getting ready to open. You don't need to stand up close to the edge. Okay, another tip. When you approach the doors when you're getting ready to board, guys, wait for other passengers to exit first and then quickly go through those doors because the doors will shut on you. So you don't want to dilly-dally, but you do need to wait for the exiting passengers. Again, people get real upset if you're cramming in and they're trying to get out the doors. So wait for them to exit and then quickly board. Once you're on the train, I would advise you, if there are seats available, sit down. Where you're located on the line, it's generally not terribly crowded. So it's good to go ahead and get a seat, sit down. Now, that doesn't mean you have to sit next to somebody that looks uncomfortable to you. But if you can sit together, whatever, go ahead and take a seat. Because as you move closer into town, the train's going to fill up. And you don't want to get, anyway, it's just more comfortable if you're already seated, you're not hanging around and having to move out of the way when people are boarding. So that's my advice. Then please do not, you need to be either sitting down or hanging on to something. Do not try to like surf on the metro because they stop and start and jerk around and you'll fall down. Take it from one who knows. It has happened to me. So hang on or sit down when you're riding the metro. Okay, I think we're almost done. Last bit is WMATA.com is the Metro website. And I was just going to quickly show you the map of the system. You can probably pick up at the hotel desk a paper map of the system if you want one, but of course it's on your phone. You can download the DC Metro app if you want. It'll tell you when trains are coming. I mean, there's lots of great information there. But again, just do not attach your card to the app. All right, so how do you know what train you're looking for? All right, you guys, down at the bottom of this map, you see where it says King Street. So King Street has an advantage. Our stop is on both the yellow and the blue lines. It has access to both. So depending on where you're going, you might be able to use either one. But when you're leaving King Street, then you're going north. So like on the yellow line, the name of the train you're looking for, they give it the name of the furthest stop. So you'd be looking for a Mount Vernon train, right? Or you'd be looking for, let's go all the way out on the blue line, a Largo train. So that's, and it's just going to determine which side of the platform you stand on. So when you get up to the top of the platform, you're going into town. So you're going to want to be on the Largo side of the platform and then catch the correct train. So for tomorrow, your first stop with me is at the White House at Lafayette Park. The closest stops are Farragut West, which is on the blue line, McPherson Square on the blue line. They're kind of equidistant. I actually prefer McPherson Square. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter which one you got off on as long as you then can GPS yourself in. And then if you happen to already be in town and the red line's convenient, Metro Center, you can also get off at Metro Center and walk to Lafayette Park. So if you want an easy ride and you're just leaving the hotel, I don't know what your plans are in the morning, but you would come out to King Street station, tap yourself in, get up there on the platform, and then the easiest thing is to take the blue line on the Largo side and just ride it, right, all the way up and around. Now, that's going to take you longer than if you do the yellow line. You can do yellow line going north, right? Yellow line all the way up to L'Enfant Plaza. And then you would need to change trains and you get on a blue train or an orange train. And you'd need a Vienna or a Franconia Springfield. So I hope that makes sense. Again, it's just which side of the track you're on, what was the platform. So you could take the yellow line, Mount Vernon train, come up and change trains at L'Enfant Plaza. Okay, I was saying change trains at L'Enfant Plaza, and you'll actually have to change platforms. So I can't remember right now if you come in on the lower level and have to go to the upper, or come in on the upper and have to go down to the lower. I think it's come in on the upper, have to go down to the lower. But anyway, you would just follow the signs to get you to a Vienna and Franconia Springfield side of the platform. And then you're just going to take that, whichever one comes first, because you see that blue and orange are both going the same place. 1, 2, 3, 4 stops to McPherson Square. Get off and walk to Lafayette Park. And it's not far. Okay, I hope that didn't confuse you. I'm sure there are even better videos on YouTube about how to navigate the DC Metro. But that's all I have for you right now. Yep, that's all I have for you. Let me show you this last bit. Here's the website if you prefer to use the website over the app. And you guys, there's a trip planner right there where you can go and type in where you're trying to go, where you're leaving from is the King Street station, and it'll take you step by step. I am also told that you can ask Siri, and she will tell you step by step what to do and how to get where you're going. So I hope that takes some of the nervousness out of traveling on the Metro tomorrow. And you can always text me, and I will meet you again at Lafayette Park at 1 o'clock tomorrow.